New Jorvik log 09062122. After the final construction of the new base on the planet, I can move my attention to other things. The factories have been working hard producing various bits and bats, and we're going to build a new battleship that's going to take the fight to these pirates. Hello and welcome back to Starmade. In the last episode we built this kind of main base with an air traffic control tower. I've still got some stuff to do. I'm literally just picking up exactly where I left off. But yeah, we're going to do some ship building today. And there's a very specific type of ship that I want to build. If we look at the map here, you can see kind of around us home planet, we have all sorts of pirate stations. So we have a couple quite close by and a few out near the shops. So I want to build like a battleship or something specifically for taking out these stations, especially like say this one and this one, which are quite close by. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do in today's episode. Alright, so this is the layout I've got so far. And it's actually my second time building this thing. I built the first one and ended up scrapping it, so that was 2 days work down the drain. But anyway, I've got a couple of weapon systems in. A couple of missile launchers, some big cannons, that kind of thing. But yeah, I've got these bits down the side. And they'll look like they might be hangers, but they're actually not going to be hangers. They're going to be something different, and I think it's going to be really cool. I'm not going to spoil it just yet. But yeah, I want all the systems to be kind of in this front side of the ship, and then we should have some interior space at the back. We might even put some extra like engine modules and stuff on the side, just in case, you know, we need a bit extra thrust. But yeah, I really wanted it to be a kind of, at least similar to the Scargill. So we've got like this kind of front bit here. And I wanted to do like a similar kind of thing, so it looks like it fits in with the, you know, the same kind of design aesthetic as the Scargill. You know, so it looks like the same factions building it, basically. And I also kind of loosely based these bits off of some of the frigate designs from Halo, but instead of having them kind of mirroring each other top and bottom, I put two of these kind of things next to each other. Then we've got the cockpit up there. But yeah, the next thing to do then is put all the systems in that I want, and I'm hoping they're all gonna fit. We'll have to wait and see, but one thing I do know is this thing's gonna need a lot of power. So yeah, I think that's the first thing, is getting all the power in, and then we can worry about shields and other weapon systems. Alright, well that's most of the systems in place. As you can see, a lot of power. Yeah, and some pretty decent shields. I think it's got 200,000 shields. It regenerates at 5,000 a second, so the shields are pretty good. Got some decent thrusters and repulsors, and plenty of missile capacity. We've got this mobility chamber. So yeah, that's the most of the systems in place. We've got as weapons at the front as well. There's going to be a couple of other things. These might look like hangars, but they're not going to be hangars. They're going to be something else, which is probably the next thing I'm going to work on. As for interior space, we don't have as much as I would have liked, but we should have enough for like some crew quarters, maybe a small medical bay, and like a canteen. I think that's all we need on here. It's more of a military, like I guess a small military vessel. So yeah, it's not going to have a massive crew, Just a few kind of bridge officers, and maybe a couple of other like engineering staff and that kind of thing. So yeah, it's coming along quite nicely. I like the size of it. I think it is a little bit bigger than the Scargill. I haven't put them side by side just yet. But yeah, so the next thing is putting in these bits, what's going to be in these bits, and then yeah, put over the hull and try and work the interior out. So yeah, still plenty of work to do, but it's coming along quite nicely, I think. Alright, that's the next couple of systems in for the ship. As you can see, we've got these kind of, well, that was weird. Oh, the other ship's in the way. As you can see, we've got these, they look like hangar doors, but they're not. And this is what they're for. This is port side. So we do port side arm, they open up, and out comes some big cannons. I think that's really cool. Now, it's kind of inspired by, you know, how they did naval warfare back in the day, where they'd pull alongside each other and start just broadsiding the hell out of each other. So I wanted to do that. Obviously, it's not very practical if you're going against like a a fighter or something like that. But I think it should do a decent job against a space station. That's what this thing's all about, right? It's gonna destroy space stations, and I just think that's like the coolest thing ever. Again, not very practical, but is it cool? I think it is. I think it's really cool. Now, there is one issue I am going to have, and that's because these things aren't on, or at least the cradle for these things isn't on a. It's not on a rail docker, not on a turret rail axis, one of those things. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to fire this AI module from the actual onboard the ship. We can get around that with these wireless logic modules you can use to turn the AI on and off, I believe. So we're going to do that, and we're going to have some more onboard activation modules so we can toggle them on and off. That's going to be the idea there, and hopefully they're just going to fire when they can see the space station. I hope. I haven't tested that, so I'm kind of I'm just kind of going with this idea and hoping it works rather than testing it first. But yeah, that's all pretty much all the logic and the systems in place. I might actually do something like another airlock system. There might be a couple of other bits and bats of logic here and there. But yeah, I think I need to work out where this interior space is going to be. I mean, we'll have quite a bit of it, and what room's going to be where and whatnot. And then, yeah, we can. In fact, I might start doing the hull on the front section first, just so I can get an idea of what this thing's going to look like when it's armoured up, and maybe we can try and make it look a bit pretty. But yeah, I think this is really cool. Alright, we're getting close to what I think I can call completion. This is all the main hull and everything on. We've got the, of course, white stripes, which is, something we have on the other ship, so I thought that was pretty cool. And yeah, this kind of rear of the ship's got a bit bulkier, a bit more armour on it, which is always good. And I've redone the engines. Very simple, but I quite like this design. We can take a look inside. I've got the airlock system working now. Very similar to on the other ship, so we activate it. The lights flash 3 times, and then the door opens. Let me just get rid of this. We have these temporary light blocks just so, I can see what I'm doing when I'm not in build mode. And yeah, so the cockpit comes down here to this little hallway which goes into the airlock. We can go down either side. We've got a room here. It's just mirrored on the other side. So I think this one's gonna be like a medical bay. This one's gonna be like the captain quarters. We can come down to this other hallway, and we've got 2 rooms here. One's probably gonna be the crew quarters with plenty of bunk beds, that sort of thing. And then the other side's probably going to be like just a small canteen where the crew can get some food and stuff. So yeah, the interior is the next thing to do and finish off, and also I'm going to need some point defense on this thing. So probably just maybe a couple of AMS turrets, maybe a couple of missile auto turrets, just for some point defense against fighters. I think I am gonna build a couple of fighters as like an escort to keep enemy fighters off this thing. And I actually got a really cool design actually of Mino. I can't remember how to. Well, I don't know how to pronounce your name, so I apologise for that. But it was really helpful. It showed me some space station designs and some fighter designs. So yeah, I'm gonna have a look at that fighter design probably in a creative world and reverse engineer it and come up with my own design based on it. And we'll just have a few of those fighters to escort this thing. So when we go and try and attack a space station, if we have any resistance from any fighters or anything, we should have our own fighters to keep those busy, and like I say, some point defense to help against that, and also some AMS turrets to yeah, to hopefully kill some missiles. So I'm thinking maybe sticking a couple of turrets along this kind of grey hull bit here. Maybe some turrets on the sides here. Maybe one on the roof here, and maybe just a small turret on the back on the sides. Like, I don't know, maybe we can have AMS turrets here and here, and then a missile turret here and here. So I guess it'd make more sense to have the just 2 AMS turrets and then 4, I guess, missile turrets. So yeah, I'm gonna work on that, and then hopefully this thing should be finished. I probably want to put a couple of other details on it, just to make it more visually interesting. But yeah, I think this thing is looking pretty cool. And I think we can now call this thing finished. I've added some extra details, some pipes, some antennas, some extra armour panels, lots and lots of pipes. And I think this thing looks really cool. Added some turrets too, so I've got AMS turrets here, here and here, and some missile turrets here and on the other side and at the front here. So yeah, I'm really happy with how this has turned out on the exterior. I think it looks really cool. I'll show you around the interior as well. So yeah, this is the bridge. These are like the flight controls. Then we've got computers for the different weapon systems. We've got a transporter and a little computer here, and there's faction module and some other green computer bits, and then like a table for discussing plans and stuff. And I don't know why they're up there. They need to go. But anyway, we've got a airlock that everything works. So you can go into the airlock, activate it, and yeah, really cool. We'll go down this way first, I guess. We've got this medical bay, so medical supplies and you know, like an operating table and some computers and stuff. Maybe this controls like a emergency medical hologram, like on Star Trek. And then on the other side, I guess we could go down this way and back up again. This is like the captain's quarters, so just a personal computer for the captain, bed, and some little plants. And then when we go all the way downstairs, excuse me, we've got a little bathroom here with a sink and some facilities. We've got the main crew quarters, with some bunks, some computers for them, and just a little shower room, and some some lockers or first aid kits or whatever. Then on the other side we have this just comes into the storage room, and where I can go to serve the food. And then of course like a canteen area. So yeah, that's this ship pretty much done. All the systems are up and running. I'm really happy with how it turned out, especially from the exterior. I think the exterior is really cool. So we can just sit here in the captain's chair, and yeah, I'm looking forward to testing this thing out. Okay, that thing packs a much bigger punch than what I thought. Let's get out of here. Man, we took a bit of damage there. It looks like this thing's shields just could not hold, yeah, it just couldn't hold on. So, we've got a bit of damage. Nothing major, just a couple of armor panels just at the front, maybe a little bit on the reactor, but woof. Okay, we're gonna have to go back to the drawing board, I think, and yeah, get some shields up going for this thing, because it just took an absolute beating there. So yeah, we need way more shields. So back to the drawing board we go. Alright, so this is what used to be the interior of the ship. I've completely gutted it, and yeah, it's just full of shields now. I had to add some extra power, so these armor plates are now covering up another layer of power. So I'm hoping we have enough shields now. I think we have around the 700k mark, I believe. 750k with a regen of 12.5k a second. So I'm hoping that's going to be enough to take on one of the pirate stations. I might have a couple of I might build a couple of other vessels that are like escort vessels, support vessels. But yeah, this thing is it's a lot bigger now. So yeah, I need to work on a new interior to try and figure something out. We don't have anywhere near as much space, but the main thing I want is crew quarters, maybe a small sick bay, and that's it really. That's all this place should need. It's not really built for going far, so I guess it wouldn't need so much in the way of food stores and stuff. We'll see. I'll see how much space I have left, and then yeah, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, that's hopefully enough shielding now. Alright, the revised interior is now finished. So just to save a bit of space, you can only go down one side now. Then we've got like the crew quarters here. It's a bit darker, but I kind of like the more moody feel. And then just somewhere to sit and eat. You have your like cargo space here and some computers and stuff. Then bathroom facility and sick bay. That's pretty much all it is. Four-man crew kind of makes sense. I mean, you've got the, I guess, pilot or the captain, and then yeah, the two weapons people, and then maybe someone who does engineering or something like that. But yeah, that's this ship done. Its shields are a lot better now. I don't know if it can still survive an onslaught from a pirate space station, but I think what I'm going to do is build a couple of ships to kind of escort it. I actually did some research as well, because there's like loads and different kind of classes of ships and classification of ships, and I came across something online for the ship classification on the Starmade wiki, actually, or the Starmade fandom wiki, and it gives a kind of list as to what class it is. Now, based on this thing's mass, it'd be a Corvette class. So its mass is around 6k. And apparently Corvette class are between 2 and 10k mass-wise. But then, based on its shields, it's more like a battleship, because it's got a 750k shields. And its reactor level is actually more like a dreadnought. So, I don't know what it'd be. I guess it'd... I don't know. Make your own mind up what it is. It's just a combat vessel in my mind. But yeah, let me know what classification you'd consider this ship to be. But we're going to end the episode there. And next episode, like I say, we're going to build some... we're going to build a couple of escort vessels. Probably a bit smaller, but just as well shielded. And they're not going to have the big... They're going to be controlled by AI, right? So I don't think the AI is going to be intelligent enough to use like these broadside cannons. But I want to give it like a super laser at the front, just to help. And a couple of point defense and stuff. They'll be like escort vessels. I guess they'll be closer to what Corvette actually is. But anyway, yeah, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I am very happy actually with how the aesthetic of this ship turns out. So let me know what you think in the comments. But yeah, I'll see you all in the next episode. So yeah, this is the bridge. These are like the flight controls. Then we've got computers for the different weapon systems. We've got a transporter and a little computer here, and there's faction module and some other green computer bits, and then like the table for discussing plans and stuff. And I don't know why they're up there. They need to go. But anyway, we've got a airlock that everything works. So you can go into the airlock, activate it, and yeah, really cool. We'll go down this way first, I guess. We've got this medical bay, so medical supplies and you know, like an operating table and some computers and stuff. Maybe this controls like a emergency medical hologram, like on Star Trek. And then on the other side, I guess we could go down this way and back up again. This is like the captain's quarters, so just a personal computer for the captain, bed, and some little plants. And then when we go all the way downstairs, excuse me, we've got a little bathroom here with a sink and some facilities. We've got the main crew quarters with some bunks, some computers for them, and just a little shower room, and some like some lockers or first aid kits or whatever. Then on the other side we have this just comes into the storage room, and where I can go to serve the food. And then of course like a canteen area. So yeah, that's this ship pretty much done. All the systems are up and running. I'm really happy with how it turned out, especially from the exterior. I think the exterior is really cool. So we can just sit here in the captain's chair, and yeah, I'm looking forward to testing this thing out.